Alfie, yeah, I can check that out.
Well, that's exactly
I felt
it.
like, actually, I think you're right. I think I missed one DM in terms of that. Okay, Navi on defense, BBL on attack. I think the sound's okay. We'll do this round, let me know. But I'm pretty sure the sound's looking pretty good. In terms of this, we have Knife goes out first, hits 2, and they go aggro.
The Turkish jet of hope.
Dude, as if Angel is this first contact on the pistol. It's such a classic.
Yeah, well, they look to be running almost straight into that.
Oh, that's nice. Omen flash with the dash.
Is down, and Kushina already just kicking this round off with the double, but the trades come back in thick and fast.
Angel did pretty good decision making there to get out.
He's being caught now. The smoke keeping them out. Those spams. I mean, they're whizzing by the players, but nothing's landing, and the spike has now made it to sight.
Navi are gonna have a rough time.
His way through, but this will be expected. There it is, checked by Aslan and Foreshadow.
Uh oh, why do I do this every single time? Why do I talk? Okay, almost starting it off strong with that one. Nicely done from BBL. Again, they're just the kings of this map, I swear. So we're gonna see if Navi did a mistake by leaving this in.
Have got an incredibly deep map pool. I think also going into the next map, I'm going to be brutally honest and say I don't see a chance in how the BBL managed to take that one. So I think this is where they have to get the victory. Split will be a little bit more of a middle ground. So getting off to a strong start on their map pick, Navi are no slouches. As said, I think the Gecko comp, a little bit trolled, didn't really work out on this map, and now coming back in with something a little bit more standard. I also wonder if like bringing in the Sage is almost just like a screw you, I'm walling and slowing your jet dash, because I've had enough of you just getting into the site.
Well, that's the thing.
Rifle. Pistol, 2 deaths allowed. Let's see what they can do. So very heavy going into the bonus with this one, or at least attempting to. Angel has taken, he's looking a little bit different, and he's taken a lot of space over towards B.
Super low buy round for Navi, but throwing out a bit of a Hail Mary that might work out for some value. He's got the peek on mid, the shot off, and only the body tag.
4 people stacked here. Again, chat, anything above 2 kills is great for Navi here. That's 1.
He's going to be spearheading the way onto that site, grabbing the control, and
dude, the damage done is kind of insane at the moment. Look at their HPs.
Marshall still going around, man advantage as well. Starting to get pretty scary.
Yeah, this is getting so no more deaths allowed, and at the moment I'm kind of worried that they're not even going to win this one.
Navi did invest maybe a little more than we've seen from some teams in recent times, but it's how much more can they do with a few players already tagged up.
Damn, but there we go.
Initially, so I get to managing to
now it's can they actually win?
Position. They need Kushina to get something, and instead the shot with the Marshall lands.
Never gonna feel confident to flash here.
Alone.
Artist.
1v2, timer ticking, first goes his way.
He artist it. Okay, nicely done from Turco, but good damage. Really good damage.
Yeah, look, in a moment like that, I guess you want to fall back on the positive notes, but BBL won't be looking at that as a success, man. That was so expensive. All their weapons left on the floor, and you know, the decision now, and we say this often, when you've got 1 guy left alive in that second round,
very good damage. So in terms of this one, how do they approach it?
Here and now. They don't have ultis that will massively help them out. It's just devastating when it should have been quick and clean from the get-go. They had
it's impossible to lose in that spot.
They'll take the lifeline of at least still winning the round.
That spot has a lot of clutches like this.
On round number 3, this is going to be.
I remember seeing a similar one at one point.
The economy falls behind, and BBL will cover the early stumble. But if Navi win it, then they're pretty much back neck and neck. I'm still seeing some of those BBL investments going up and down. And we got a pause actually coming through, a tech pause. I'll give them a moment to actually decide where they want to commit those credits. But I do imagine they'll just throw them all on the board here. It's what we see from most teams in this scenario.
Yeah, I think as well for Navi.
How long will this go on? As in the techs?
I look at the match facing up against Fnatic. BBL managed, I think it was actually 9 rounds in a row. They lost the pistol, second round, 9 in a row, then lost the last. So they are a team that very much
just a lot of things that can go wrong.
Once they get rolling, once Kushina especially, I feel like he might actually be one of the most hit and miss players in the league right now. He could be the best player in the entire server, or he could
my notification still, yeah, I know, man.
For example, versus
I know, I forgot today.
I think at times he was a little bit missing.
Everyone's muted in tech.
That's not really been the case.
Well,
he's
not that everyone's muted. The coaches are muted, but no one's meant to be talking unless it's like a, unless you're trying to fix mics and people. Right, a lot of the time, honestly, a lot of the time these tech pauses are people not being able to hear other people, so they have to manually turn it up.
This map can slip.
That's at least what we've normally had.
In favor of BBL, but I still think just because they've beaten a couple of good teams, let's not overblow how good Navi have been on this map in the past.
Still very early days. like we said, sitting at that 2-0, economy on the line, it can definitely swing to either team. I'm curious to see, though, this battle progress. Already, Kushner has had some aggressive starts, and that dash up in the market was gorgeous to see. And like I said, sure, he was able to match pound for pound up against someone like Durka on this map. CNED could be a different ballgame, especially when you consider that these guys they're from the same region. They know each other pretty well. And honestly, those mind games do start to take effect. You're familiar with how that other player likes to play. I guess the lucky thing is there's not a ton of depth with Jet, I suppose, in what he's going to look for in the early fights. So I don't know how much it helps when you go, well, I actually think CNED might go for the peak on short here. Okay. You still got to deal with him, and that's a different story. Right now, he's also off to a pretty good start himself. We'll see when the rifles come out.
Yeah, no operator in play just yet. So I think that'll be where he truly becomes dangerous. Yeah. I also think as well, like, this is one of the better maps for Zipan on his KO. I think he's going to be someone that you have to fear. And actually, Saigetsu in the past when he played Sage was actually one of those sort of spicy crazy Sage picks. Because most of the time, I would say Sage is sort of pretty like bread and butter. It's sort of plain. It's not the most exciting agent to watch, but I still remember him playing it on Haven, for example, where he put a wall down, and then the next round
the score
he put a wall down
literally
with
2-0. All you've missed is a pistol, an anti-eco that was nearly converted.
And CNED's there with an AWP. It's just like that's the thing. This team has got so many layers to such a basic.
The team's talking all chat during the game. No, not really. Sometimes people will post something. Sometimes people post like a smiley face. If it's like vanity or something, you're probably going to see a smiley face now and then. But most people don't use it.
That strat doesn't work anymore.
Be a bit of a game changer.
I think there's still like things that they can apply. Also,
are you allowed to? I'm not entirely sure what the rules are of it. No, I don't think anyone gets punished for doing it.
Things in the world. I think he's one of the best Fade players in the entire world.
No one really goes for it though, if that makes sense. No one's really out there asking loads of questions and stuff.
The PC's given in now, so we're going to be swapping that out. Shouldn't take too long. But while we get that sorted,
oh, for sure.
At Navi as a team.
For sure, average.
In this SOT.
Well, honestly speaking, as a fan, I can assure you that it's super difficult to cheer for Navi. I even lost my hair right after I joined. To give a definition, it's like a horror movie, but with a happy ending.
If you show the middle finger, yeah, you get
Hello,
you get fined
my name
for
is
that.
Yevhan, and I'm the CEO of Navi. Natus wins remains born
If they catch you.
So winning is in our team name, is in our DNA, in our history, basically everywhere. However, we have defined that there is a thing that is more important than winning, and it's being obsessed with winning, because this mindset helps you to grind even after success.
My nickname is Angel, name is Karasov Kirill.
I'm not sure he got fined for that one because it was online.
And the captain for Navi Valorant. A bit different from other people from Ukraine who was cheering all their life for Navi. All my life I was competing with Navi.
Unless he did another
Navi
one recently.
In all the rosters I played. I'm still in the process of changing my associations about Navi. But I'm super happy joining, obviously, as the biggest org in Eastern Europe and one of the biggest in the world, and I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of trophies.
I know that our players will give everything they have on the server. Same goes to Navi staff that will be working behind the scenes. And the last but not the least,
that's production's fault for replaying
that
it.
we're going to have best walkouts in the industry, so it also may help.
I feel like in Navi, everyone is working on the same goals. I feel like a lot of people have a long-term planning, a lot of staff working around us, including media, including like coaches, we're looking at psychologists. I see the work being done, basically, yeah.
You can definitely expect tons of content from Navi.
What's up, dude?
We are Content Factory. We are going to use our expertise and experience to create different types of content for Valorant fans. It's going to be vlogs from bootcamps, vlogs from tournaments, EMEA sessions, watch parties, documentaries, interviews, everything you can imagine in a content world. So please subscribe and follow Navi.
People should watch us if they like the high quality Valorant. if they like the proper strategic approach, they like the proper way of playing the game, switching the tempos, because like we are the team who can play any kind of game. We can be super aggressive, we can be super passive, we can do straight rounds, we can do fakes. It's like the goal of me as AGL is to make us as unpredictable as possible.
Dear Navi Nation, I would like to ask you to keep on supporting us. We are going to do our best both on the server and outside, content-wise, everything-wise.
I want you to know for 100% we're going to try our best to win every tournament we attend, and we will work our hardest for every tournament we play.
Yeah, they were super strict in that game, in that tournament. Bacon. Still one of the wildest events I've done was observing the World Cup for that game. And they were trying to get all their investors. So we had like just loads of like, we had loads of like just billionaires and millionaires just walking into our observer room. Like we had Elon Musk. We had loads of people, man, who were just like just strolling in and just getting tours and stuff. It was crazy. It was a weird event.
So at this point,
yeah,
Navi know there's a couple players towards A.
Let's get back into
contact on B as well, though. Seeing Aslan, you are going to think that he's the lurker, being the killjoy in this scenario, but
no, legit.
It does leave them in a position now where they have
info,
they probably have a good idea what's going on, but they don't have any way to capitalize on that information. They can't take map control because there's players waiting everywhere.
Yeah, this has become a very, very passive hold from Navi. Like, not really challenging into mid.
I missed my shot.
Not really challenging the extremities anymore.
Very much didn't.
Just almost trying to bait
I dodged the bullet.
into some sort of execution.
Actually,
Zipan
I mean,
be
they
the
kind of
first
messed
point
up,
of contact
but
by the looks of it,
as well.
as Kushner has already activated his dash.
This could be risky here. CNET has a timing-based game going on as well. Cutie with a good kill.
Big swing rounds in terms of this one. That's a huge kill.
They're not going to go for that lurk up through mid because they got the pick, instead focusing on the site. The one thing on
they get all the way onto the site and he gets droned as well. Oh man, this is the worst possible start for Navi.
BBL. They've claimed the site and they've avoided
they got to retake this with 3 people. I mean, they might just save this.
Spotting mid, falling
back. Boy, now they're definitely going to have to save.
Taking these duels, they won't risk losing players elsewhere on the map. I love this look from BBL.
I'm so fine with BBL to just not hunt. I know in theory, like, you kind of look at it and think that you should be hunting, but
a lot of the time in the
kind of prioritizing your own economy.
Like it was they either won a round by just sheer domination or they lost it
in a
blunder.
I can put it
Whereas this was much more like, okay, let's feel out the map, let's look for those fights, but let's not overdo it in cases where, okay, it'll be a one and done. Like Aslan, for example. I think in the past you might have seen him just swing that
This was nice. Kushner was huge, though.
Kilsa gets on his own. Instead,
how did Ascent not get banned? Navi have been...
After Navi went for a full investment. That is a ridiculous start to the attack.
Like 30? Navi have been perma-banning
we said that there were problems
Haven
here.
a lot.
There were definitely some worries. And the main thing, one of the things you highlighted was the fact that BBL can get off to that.
Hey, it was so wild.
They can snowball right into the game. And now
I had no idea who half of the people were, but everyone was just like saying these names, and I was like, I don't know who there is. But I knew, obviously, I know who Elon is.
We've already seen how dangerous these pistols can be. That second round,
there were loads of other people baking. Everyone was losing their mind about, and I just had no idea who they were.
1v1? Was it even a 1v2 for them at one point?
Yep.
So, yeah, Navi.
Okay, in terms of this one, save guns. Good chance to get the money built up.
Yeah,
even more.
I feel like this almost ends up as like a Logitech G power-up round for the side of BBL. If they can win this one cleanly, they're going to just absolutely rule the economy in the early stages of the game. And again, I think they're expecting some level of aggression. Just 4 players sat, 1 waiting on the other side, just patiently watching, and while Xiao with one of the only rifles is going to start pressuring into mid.
Yeah, Aslan's already given up that control towards B main, a different approach from BBL than what we've seen before, not looking to send those late lurks, spotting their info on mid and full dedicating the aggression on A side. That's a good flash.
That flash was huge. Small window.
It might have been Zipan's, right? He
3 people here? Yeah, they might have to back off, especially if that knife comes in. Okay, Navi have a very good chance now. They managed to pick up the extra rifle as well. They stacked 3 people here. As we can see, BBL aren't going to go back, and they kind of been locked in. There is a small chance that they could be doing this.
Instead,
but obviously all comes down. They don't even have to worry about this.
Maybe having to do the heavy lifting, but
wow.
they actually just go through and wipe them out.
They made this situation that looked pretty difficult look so easy.
He's retrieved the rifle,
they just hit every shot on this one. It's madness.
They're already sat in an afterplant.
It's been so much fun watching these early rounds. Going into this one, Aslan has 2 ult orbs, and he plays super passive. Like I said, he's not on B side. He's not, like we saw in the previous round, taking the Prowlers on B main and burning the utility and causing the fights. Instead, he's waiting passive on mid as they make all this noise on A, catches a player pushing through middle. That kill puts him 1 away, goes and grabs the orb on A main. And
my name, there was just there was a character in Lilac Wars called Slippy, and I just changed the, I can't remember what game it was, but I remember the name being taken, so I just put the P's to G's.
And then get them into the site for a round win.
I was like 7 or something,
again,
8.
The discipline of this team is fantastic, but then it goes further into the game plan is always there. They have safety nets to fall back on, and they are just landing on them every single time.
So here we go. Once again,
yeah, the progression
Navi
prodigy.
With the purchase. Still no ultimates online.
Yeah, Starfox.
Even with the deaths, they haven't been able to farm anything up. Zipan.
But it was a decent game. So in 1932, brilliant. Thank you for that. Okay, let's get into this one by round. Stop flaming me.
Is a little bit of a worry.
We take mid control. This was my first and only game.
I'd love to have his Blade Storm online here. Of course, even when you go for those orbs on defensive side, it's got to be one
good
of the worst
ult for them to try and get over towards sites. In terms of Navi, pretty far away.
And so far, both of those lanes have been fought for in various rounds by BBL. So yeah,
it was Desperate. Yeah.
CNED, interestingly, was fighting mid with a Phantom and Light Shields. He's just looking to take those fights. Show his aim supremacy in the end, though, wrapping all the way around to play on short. It seems a bit of a blind gamble, but they have pushed up in B main. They've spotted no one there with a one-way smoke. And
is he going to sell this as a fake? Like, Hushin is normally the tip of the spear, the man leading the charge. So him taking control into mid might just be able to bait rotations away. Instead, though,
nice wall. They just had the wall out. So as soon as again, you can have util out, and then as soon as the KO ult, you hear the sound cue, then you can just get your util out. So they did very good in terms of just holding this angle, and then just had wall up ready as soon as they heard it. So it was a nice anti-KO. How on earth did he get those kills? Dude, they might not swing in time for that. I take it all back. This was a very nice anti-KO. I liked the idea of this.
A 1 versus 2 Spike still under his control as well. Suchny has the chance, but look at that firing squad. 2 players holding it, 18 seconds left. Yeah, firing out that dart, but with 10 seconds, I don't think he even can at this point. It's got to be raw aim duels, has to hope for a mistake to be made. And they are counting down the clock for the
I was going to say, they're going to feel like he's pretty close on them. Okay, nice run from Navi. Still pretty expensive, but they're on the board. Good anti-KO. Again, just they had a plan. I didn't fully see what their B setup was, but info here, wall out. It was cool.
With them looking to try and take that pressure into mid, I thought the BBL hit was going to come through just moments after, but instead, the second they activate that null command, that's the moment they goes, you know what? Nah. I'm going to put this up just before. So good work from Navi, just about managing to get that one through. Even still, though, this is where things get a little bit more interesting because you're still going to have that full.
And they got loads of ults. They can definitely come back into this. There's a good chance for them to start building up economy as well. So Navi need to get a few in a row. In terms of this, they might buy it. If they lose this, it's going to be interesting. One of them can't buy.
It's a lot to worry about for this team. They have no idea about the mid
That's
play.
nice. They shot the drone early. We've got to bait into middle. We want to see a crunch into middle here. They want to crunch middle, and there's 3 people mid. Oh boy.
Surely they can't expect it, and you can see they do not.
Yeah, they did not expect it because they shot the drone so early.
Step to reposition. They're not sure which side he's on. They've got an idea, but that idea isn't helping. He is just playing with them, toying with them, the nade, but he's already moved yet again, stepping to the other side of this angle, and eventually he will meet his doom. But I think
he definitely did his job.
He has from the shadows. He could just leave at any point.
He could. He could have smoked it and left.
It's just the most.
Yeah, he really could have. He really could have just left it. Like, job was done. He didn't have to do any more. Let's. Okay. I was gonna say, let's see if it cost them. Doesn't look like it.
It seems like Navi might have got a little bit lost though. Zipan still
felt like a bad call there or something. I'm not entirely sure what went on.
definitely looking like he's on today, and Navi, well, they double up.
It definitely felt like something went wrong there.
Navi, though,
I want to say bad comms.
Some of the staples of this team historically as well, all the way back to Party Pirates. Just this man here being a menace, so aggressive, so needlessly aggressive sometimes, but that's what catches players off guard.
Yeah.
You think
smoke for longer, and then land sounds, do you reckon? Or just, yeah, I guess just smoke.
Like
smoke went, and then he just tried to get aim in to just have a good crossfire in sight. Thought smoke was going to last longer.
If you've ever watched that, an Astra, a Reina.
They managed to get 2 in a row though, so they're starting to chip away. We might get to see an eco after this, we'll see. They're going to have one more buy in them because of this orb, so Navi,
I heard Lothar, he's like
doing it the hard way in terms of their start, but they're on.
Yeah, he normally plays with Marcus, who plays
heavy mid control at the moment, and again Navi don't have anything full middle in terms of alarm bot, so fake pressure middle goes pretty hard against this.
Nice little opening here. But it's returned on right away.
Dude, he really, again with the Sova ult, just make sure you're always flicking. It does like a little jump at the end, and will like jump to them depending on how fast you like flick to the side. So you could, if you wanted to, try high DPI when you're ulting.
How is this man still alive? He got 2 shots off before eventually being taken down, and BBL are back in control. 3 versus 2, Spike on site.
Ooh, that kill could have been interesting.
And another round is found for BBL. This attack side is heating up right now.
Santa extra large as well, 5 months. Appreciate it.
That was a bit whiffy.
Santa. It was a little bit whiffy, yes, for sure. Yeah, I agree. A lot of them are going to feel like they could have done better here. No, quite a few people have done it back here.
But it seemed like their setup was almost perfect. They just didn't hit the shots, and then the same for Xiao, the double swing coming out, and even then you still see Turco getting 2 kills. Like, that's a round where I feel like almost
not a little whiffy, massive whiffy. Hey, I'm trying to be nice to them.
When it comes to Turkish players in AIM, we know what that story,
fake of, and this worked out great. Everything worked out to plan, and this is kind of interesting because I remember BBL doing this last week, and so I'm surprised Navi actually fell for this. When they play against KO ults on this map, where are we? When they play against KO ults on this map, they like to fake a fast A and hope that they get the KO ult out. So in terms of the anti, Navi did not see this one, but I remember seeing that last week.
I think the most defaulty play that we've seen.
They tried it against Fnatic. So
and watch this.
Yeah, something missed there for sure. Such a nice round. Dude, they have so many. They have so many good rounds, but they're very all-orientated, which is super common. But that's always a good sign. When you're so like drilled, you have set rounds and little things that you want to do when they have ults as well in terms of the defense. It's pretty cool. But they are a little bit structured.
As well with the orb for Brave. That gives them a little bit of an opportunity late round, and actually it's going to be used right away, getting them into B, and Aslan has caught them completely. That's such a good reply.
They might.
They thought they had the read. Maybe it was A. Maybe they weren't ready to push out just yet, but well, they certainly were.
What a weird round at the moment. Brave is not going to feel super confident to plant here. So this is a little bit.
He's going for it now.
Yeah, you might think that they're close now. That's a good way of playing it.
This is a risk, but it's paid off for now. Getting the time on their side, and he's
knife hit B main. That's a lot of
info.
info.
To making it away from that knife, but they know exactly where he is.
Nice flash in. Oh, 5 HP.
Down to 5 HP, but he'll survive. Maybe be able to provide a bit of help for Brave on the site, but they are closing.
Brave's done really good with the smoke.
Nowhere to be seen. He has to hold this all alone, and they're all around him.
Big nade.
5 health left, and 1 chance, but an aid. Here comes the fragment. It's not enough. Bought him a few seconds, but they're halfway already.
Yeah, he has to go now. He has to run, he has to sprint, he has to look for anything, and they're just going to straight up defuse.
Fair play to get another kill. Nice smoke from CNED as well. But in terms of money, BBL are swimming in it pretty much. Someone has 9k as well. So I tell you what though, Navi did pretty well to get this one back. We did see the res go into it, so that helped.
And I also think multiple scenarios in that round where you look at Zipan.
Yeah, nicely done from CNED.
It's not going to show up as assists on the scoreboard, but he basically gave them all the info they needed. If that knife doesn't connect onto Turco, maybe they don't swing that. Maybe he doesn't even try and like rotate back and doesn't get caught, and well, maybe the round doesn't go their way.
No, I'm with you 100%. That knife saved them. Even if they spot that, you certainly don't have the flash on it. And who knows how that ends. This
Surely not.
is an aggressive start to it. Sugetsu, well, he knows there's a player right beside him, and that's as free as they come.
Why does this keep happening recently?
Behind the wall. Here comes a drone a little bit too late. The flash, again, a little too late. Sugetsu dodges it. And he's being traded out in the meantime. Look, there's too many
Sanity,
players
thank you so much for the prime, dude. 9 months, appreciate it.
They need that Killjoy ult coming in a little too late, and it's only going to be Suchny. Left alive, tagged up. He is in trouble right now as sees insult to injury on this. He just cannot keep his health up.
Yeah, all the fade util here was everything. Really nicely done from Navi. You might see a timeout from BBL. They might keep it a little bit more simple. In terms of this, though, this is good. Good amount of money. I think both these teams are probably going to be able to buy for the rest of this half. BBL are going to time out. They might start actually going over towards middle because they faked a lot of middle pressure, and I think that's good against this comp. But, yeah, they might actually try and go middle now.
They were one of the people that really pioneered the fade, like with all the little like ratty angles where you could sort of throw through that haunt and just pop pretty much all the info you could ever need.
The fade, yeah, it's good. It's good at comboing with a lot of stuff as well.
It's definitely not going to be easy on the second half. BBL as well versus
but
Fnatic
again, I still just prefer Sova.
I don't think Navi are going to be feeling the pressure too much. Also, that round
still think Raze will be the go-to on binds. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Hookah, in theory, is going to be very hard to take.
Like there was an off button. It was like, okay, I've got to go now. And just dashing into the site, leaving some of those fights to be more individualistic, that's not going to work out for you. I think what's been so good about some of these executions from BBL so far is the fact
how does an 8 map pull work? It doesn't. They get rid of that icebox.
Some of the individual plays over on the B site, he had Aslan to back
yeah, he's converted to the cap now.
Maybe why we see that timeout being called as well for BBL.
Thoughts on Gecko? Loud were the best we saw it.
Boxed into a corner. Whether it's because of
Loud is the best it's been used, and I only really like it on Pearl.
Stuck with no choice but to barrel forward, and I think that's something they have to address. Give themselves a fallback.
Are they buying an Odin to break the wall?
You know what?
Harbor on bind, maybe.
We might see an early spam attempt off the bat, but it has been towards main itself that those players are competing.
Okay, in terms of this, what do we got? We have the attack. So instant recon.
Recon up, and there you go. Early spam attempt, and he's running down the alley.
Oh my, 49 HP. I like the attempt here. This was nice. Trying to punish their kind of default that they've been doing in terms of slowing this all the time. So yeah, that was really cool.
Now it all makes sense. That was so close, and a lot of damage done. Just look at
and potentially they thought the fade was going to happen. I'm not entirely sure, but either way, I like the idea on this one. Self-heals for extra 30.
That's really clever. Like you know that he's been playing close every single round, so you paranoia.
Yeah, it was actually really smart.
The dart, so
it's a good way to try and punish their default. I liked it. But do they have any actual plans with this? Drone going over towards middle is huge. CNED managed to get to Wine, they get out, and the kill is on Jet, so it's a little bit rough for them to get out choke points. He has just straight up spammed him with no info.
He's just been trounced.
That is what I like to see. You know, at 2 separate stages in the round, the man's been shot through a wall. Hasn't had a chance to see anyone, and he won't either. No res on himself. So, for Navi,
that's disgusting.
Disadvantage now equalized up. You know, if you're BBL, you're feeling pretty good about this.
They're
50-50 on the way through. It's a 2-2 split from Navi. They're trying to defend the sites themselves. Angel, paranoia, just in time.
Yeah.
Has actually caused
Fade
them
dropped
a couple
off.
seconds on the way through. That blind
yeah, they're on a different page here. Angel and Shower on a different page. Shower wanted to fall back, Angel wanted to make sure they can get through the choke point. 15 seconds. Nice shots. Damn, that's the first time for a while I've seen Navi on different page from each other.
And Suchny is just landing, well, not just shots, but also shock darts. Now
yeah,
it's left on to
felt like a misunderstanding there from Navi, and that's pretty rare.
That Blade Storm and killing all 3 of these guys. We'll see if he can get anything done here. I think he might just have to play a little bit safe, but saying that,
both ideas are fine, but they both have to do it together.
If I've learned anything from the IGL of BBL, he's not peaking this.
It's smart play from CNED there for a second. You see him try to bait the barrel, right? Maybe a guy from site fires, and you know, once a teammate shoots, that's where you can force those mistakes, where players know
would a map pool of 9 maps work and just give an extra ban? It's too much for teams. It's way too much for teams. With how much the meta changes, with how much there is to learn, like it's so much. 7 map pool is like just about doable.
And in most cases, you'd say like, oh, think like your in-game leader would. Like you'd save the gun and you'd run away. CNED has to do the opposite of that and not think of what Angel would do. It's like, what would Angel do? He'd already be dead, or he'd be running at him.
He'd already be holding W key. He wouldn't ask that question. He'd just go. Look at that, man. Little double shock there
Gecko
as
on
well.
Breeze.
Bounce on it.
Yeah,
double
could be
bounce
alright.
on the Shocky. Spray him down with the Odin. That was
Again, it might
nice
suck a bit on defense.
I appreciated every moment of it.
And by a bit, I mean quite a lot.
2 rounds left to play for in this half. Navi, they're trailing by 2. They can pop it even at the halftime. I'll tell you one thing, they can't go near this area. And they've learned that
main
lesson
control ever since this.
Oh, you say that. CNED, you can see the temptation.
So I thought they would be able to buy for all of this. In terms of this one, if BBL managed to get this, this isn't going to be great for these. They're going to have 2-4 loss bonus. So it's not. It's a pretty huge round for Navi.
With the wall down, they can now double up.
6 is really good on attack. Yeah,
exactly where the attackers are going.
They have a chance. They have a chance to get 8 here for sure, like a pretty good one. This round is just massive.
A little bit too late, I think, with Chow coming in through spawn right about now. The pressure is on for the players on the site. He's stuck, surrounded completely.
Damn, this one way is everything.
Corner to jump across. He's actually made it. Although he's been revealed.
Wow, nice pings. So nice pings, nice comms.
He'd escaped with his life. But now
look at this one way though, it's destroying them.
I said it was a little bit late from
Nicely done. Definitely Angel deserves a shout. That was, I mean, provided them 3 kills and stopped them getting over towards site.
Still, Aslan is now taking a little bit of time to make sure that before they fully execute, he breaks the wall.
It was a dart? Oh, okay.
But actually still, Saigetsu and Zipan do a great job. So Saigetsu not just dying there when he's completely surrounded is huge, because as you said, that bought the extra little bit of time. And then Zipan just sort of holding the line. I think they even put a smoke down from Angel, which just sort of makes them have to either
big run from them, managed to get it full econ into this one. We've got Knives as backup if CNED wants it.
From Navi, starting to sort of counter some of these
waiting back towards B main. They're basically just doing a default and waiting for the knife. They see the recon, so they know knife's most likely going to go in. Quickly get a prowler off to see if they're fast going middle and following this drone down. So I like this from Navi. But at least BBL have taken this, and this is actually very good. Very, very cool reactions from Navi in this one.
Very tame attack side, not what we're used to seeing out of these guys, but the chaos hasn't been working out these last couple of rounds. Navi have been a step ahead. It's a tough one to find a solution in. And that late round wall going down as well. You have to see the cogs turning in Brave's head here. He's communicating it over. He knows the wall is there. The ping's being made. But what's the decision on the back of that? You know, they could break it and fight.
So it's basically just a fake A.
Fighting into A main as well hasn't been too successful.
It's a fake A with a B split. It's looking like, but
they seem to be waiting for.
Oh, this is gonna do bits. Vision blocked of this. This was the only person that's holding middle. Prowler goes out, and they haven't cleared it, but there's going to be a timing where they can get spawned. So getting them down into a 2-on-2. Sage still has a slow, and there's 30 seconds. We've got double flashing Zipan.
A little bit further away, Paranoia spotted, and you can see Zipan's whole plan is to hold them back. CNED though is going to catch the lurker, which makes this a little bit more one-dimensional. Great flash though helps out Brave.
Okay, CNED on for another. That's the spike dropped, and now it becomes very difficult to imagine a world in which they win. 10 seconds left.
In terms of this one. So, I tell you what was MVP again on this round, this one way. They saw the one way and they felt like they had to, they knew they couldn't go through it, and they had to try and wrap over towards the site. It was like on the fly shot call because they saw the one way smoke. So Angel back to back, pretty silent in both the rounds, but honestly made the play with the smoke, then actually won them in my opinion twice. So, yeah, saw the smoke after the last round, did not want to get killed through it again, so they had to make the call to go over towards,
I don't think this is a particularly bad half for either side.
6 is still great, yeah, I agree.
We would sort of lean it quite heavily in that defensive sort of position, but with both of these teams, I think they're so good at the attacking side that we kind of change our expectations a little bit. I think you're going to see a lot in this sort of case from Navi, where I mean,
Sage adds a lot. You can do a lot of passive walls that give you info as well, kind of like what we saw on A main there, so you can freely stack 3 over towards the other side.
It does mean they're going to be having to default maybe a little bit more than what you would see from a lot of teams, because
it's good for that in terms of what you miss from the Killjoy, right? You can still kind of get information. with it and use it slightly like they intend to with a Sentinel. And then, yeah, slows to stop after the sight hits the pretty important. Why is the Spike guy in heaven? Again, just the one-way smoke made them go there. Round before, they got 3 or 4 kills through the one-way smoke. Well, they saw the one-way smoke again. They didn't want to go through it.
Again, I don't
and
think
the shot call was to go heaven.
Tested so much on his defensive side Sentinel because of how good their attack was versus Fnatic. So that's going to be one of my focuses. Okay, how's he going to do? Is Brave going to be able to sort of step up a little bit after having a quieter first half? And honestly, I think it's anyone's game, which for Navi going into an Ascent versus BBL, that's a pretty good sign.
Yeah, it's definitely a win. You know, for BBL,
smoking the floor and popping through it. Yeah, it's a pretty common. It's a common way to deal with one ways, but it's also very hard to. It's very situational. A lot of the times you don't have the smoke for it. The time that you might be thinking of Carbon is when. Fnatic played loud. They played loud on Lotus, right, and they were getting wrecked by that one way over towards C, and then they smoked it. They smoked the bottom of it and then prowled through. That might be the one that you're thinking of. And that kind of happened just because it was the early. It's the early round, right? It's the early game, so they actually have the smoke.
I think there's also so much utility though, like having that sort of double initiator, and both of them being more aggressive initiators, like in the form of Fade.
What do you think of Harbor Viper comp on Haven? I think it's good on every map. As long as you put a Sky with it, I think it's great on every map. I think you can just
fast-paced rounds that they're going to be able to do.
I think you can use it every single map, and I actually really like it. The more I watch it, the more I like it. I'm not entirely sold on the Gecko edition, but we'll see. We'll see what Loud make it look like.
If he falls flat in the second half, I think they lose.
Yeah, look, he's had a good first half, all things
in terms of this, it's fine whoever gets pistol, but
the numbers up there on Jet. Again, looking at the role he was playing a lot of the time, this is
normally is for him.
That's the thing, sure. But I'll give him the excuses, and now I'll expect to see him step it up on this defensive side. This isn't the game we can see any players go quiet in. That could be the difference made. Now, at the start of this, Navi very clearly fancy a bit of a mid play. Just one player outside of B, everybody else stacked up around this fountain as they
it was cool to see.
Past Tam Kench into market.
They're going to do it on there.
So hard playing against the comp you haven't played against. And it was pretty smart from the. Oh my god, we actually can see a 4-person spawn. That's kind of crazy.
A part of it though is that because that door was closed. So it just makes
the extra thing that worked really well for Loud as well is just in the off-season. Oh, dude, this is such an old-school strat, and I have no idea who did it back in the day.
They tried to get over the wall as well. Good attempt by Cutie, but he was being spotted. Sugetsu holding the back there, making sure nobody's able to come up and flank them. Now as you look towards the side, it's Aslan holding strong, but he's already lost Sujni. Got to do a little bit more there, but
really winning the trades on this one. Can they kill Xiao without getting killed? No, that should secure it.
Watch their flank yet again, just all their bases covered from start
I'm not sure. It was like over a year ago that I saw this strat.
Pistol here. Look,
it's pretty cool that they're bringing it back.
A lot of these guys are low, but Brave has 4 targets to take down, 4 guns to shoot at him.
He's got to get the door first.
He's already running low on ammo, mate. I don't think he's got enough bullets to get this done.
They're not going to give anything to him. Fighting together.
11 bullets as well.
And swinging back out, Navi are going to take themselves a second pistol. I like it from them, because that's the thing. I actually think that BBL had a pretty good read. Like closing that door.
That's kind of nice though. One pistol each.
The strat from Navi was to basically wall mid and then split straight through the door and then fight in towards the site. I think they adapted on the fly.
I think both are pretty good default. I personally prefer the Sage. Sage can be pretty hard to play against on attack. I think BBL did great against it, but Sage can be a bit of a nightmare. It's good against Killjoy and good against KO as well. And they're both like very common on this. So Rally, thank you so much, dude. Chat, you know what to do. Thanks for the Primate, appreciate it.
To help you out. Cutie got walled off, goes on top of the wall, tries to fight it, but he's being watched by one player.
And they're doing exactly what happened in terms of the next round.
I mean, in terms of the you saw how quickly those players were suffocated on the site. Right here, it should be the same story. Brave, do you see there? Yeah, there we go. Okay, took him a while to see where CNED was, but he got there in the end. A little focused on main, understandably. The blinkers were on. And, well, in this one, getting back into going to be tough for Navi, but they've already got a kill,
funny.
Or for BBL, excuse me. It's just about getting that damage up now.
Yeah, the thing is, bear in mind, this is the classic
yeah,
Navi
same
buy.
thing,
3
2 deaths,
rifles,
right?
2 pistols.
1,
so,
2.
although you do have CNED going down, his rifle's just been retrieved. So as of right now, Navi have lost a pistol.
Tunnel vision.
So they're not going to be
could have
worried too
mattered
much
into
about
this as
this
well.
one. It's, if anything, more goes the other way. And with Zipan sort of manning the door, trying to make sure nobody can go through, a double-layered angle as well. They're doing at least a little bit of damage, but well, Zipan now just looking to try and farm up as many ultimate orbs as humanly
you got
possible.
the rifle, you can't really hunt for this one.
And while Kushina, any kills he can get, but they're not going to get anything
right,
more.
nicely
Good
done.
round from Navi, and I think this
3
is something you've got to
survive,
keep an eye on.
and then we're going to see
Again, just look
3
how
rifles.
effective
I mean, 2
utility
rifles
was
brought
there.
on top of this, so all 5.
Instantly, you just see over
So
the
good
top,
bonus
throwing
from
that
them.
horn, pings
It's the
the
Navi
player up,
Classic,
gets spammed through.
having
He
the
then
best buy into a
actually
bonus.
lands his Cs on
I mean,
the
it's a
guy's
straight
head, so
up
he's 1 HP, just
equal
stuck in a
round,
corner.
basically.
It's it's so difficult to play against Xiao on this agent. Personally, it's my favorite agent he plays.
Yeah, I'd say for his opponents, probably one of the least favorites.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not too fun to play against, just because the amount of control that it puts on your gameplay, right? You have to constantly adapt to him when he's putting that utility out, and he's always got 1 or 2 players like CNET following it up as well, so it makes it that
Everyone was
little bit more
avoiding this at
terrifying.
the beginning.
And right away we get a knife played out.
Prowler goes
know if
out
that's
to
actually
beat the
caught
one-way
Cutie, but it
with
wasn't deterred
the
too much
TP
either
across
way.
as well,
Super
so
passive play.
good
And
control.
This is something that, to be honest, for
They
BBL,
forced the lark
it's
smoke, and
not
again with
something
this
I expect to
smoke,
see too
it's
often.
you kind of
I
just
love
want to
this
spam
smoke
it, people
up in
can play
A-main
in,
as
and
well.
also
Now you're worried about
creates
them walking
the
into wine.
idea that you could have
They're just
gone
throwing out
into
a lot
wine
of
itself, right?
barriers,
So
a lot
that's
of
why a lot of
hurdles
teams
that
do
Navi
it.
have to jump over in order to ever think about getting to pushing a site, unless they want to just like B main, A main, just run it down, which would be optimum for BBL. They'll take that.
So again, this is kind of what I was expecting. Slow default out from Navi. Again, as mentioned, they don't have a traditional Sentinel, so they're not really going to have that opportunity.
Okay, in terms of this though, they wanted to do a punish in middle. It was like a recon that was going to land here off the alarm bot. But with the knife hitting the Omen, the server rotates over.
Suchny just about avoided that. He's got an arrow ready. Wants to fire it through. Catch the reveal. Timing's a little bit off, and the wall's gone up. They'll destroy that.
That's a huge kill.
Brave,
and
though,
they seen the person underneath Balk. Dude, I feel sorry for this. Can anyone get the swing in heaven from Kushina in time?
Right to him, and there's the flash. That should be it for Turco.
Yeah,
Nothing
I mean, he got the
could
trade
find.
at least.
Cutie does work to at least find one, but a little more would be fantastic. Down he goes,
Damn.
and Ascent's diving on them. This is style to close out the round in a 1v3 now. Sugetsu has to do it
kind
all.
of
10
long
seconds on the
to
clock,
kill that extra
and
guy
it is
back at
just
sight.
not gonna happen. Great
They knew
round
he
for
was
BBL.
here, and I think the Jet was honestly here. Right, they scanned with the eye, and the Jet was here. The Jet managed to get all the way to here and trade it before the kill came in. They really wanted to secure it with the flash. I think they maybe just had to send it. I don't know. They were very safe on this, and the timing might have cost them. Obviously, Kushina played well, but
another Logitech G power-up round coming through. And this
West Sage good against KO and
Navi,
Killjoy. It's very good against the ult itself, right? The actual ults of those two agents, especially on defense. Right, like I said, when the KO ult's coming up, you can have a util in your hand, so you can do a wall, or you can do a slow. Like either of them is really good. Same with Killjoy, right? You just have so much delay, you can just slow and just make sure that your spamming is going to get more. So it's a very good agent against both of them in terms of ults on defense. Adam Spork, thank you so much, dude, with the Prime. Appreciate you.
Incredible amount of aggression again towards A main. And these players have obviously pulled back at this point, but Brave and Turco were there early, looking to duel. They had one way.
BBL have been doing this the whole time, right? A 2-1-2.
It did look like Angel was playing outside.
They changed their alarm bot up for this, though.
Intentional? I don't think so. I think it's just a super passive hold on A aggression. But it shows like this team in Navi are, for the last minute, thinking, okay, BBL are pushing A main. They're looking to take that control. The knife goes in, it confirms it. And now we're at 50 seconds and they haven't seen anyone. They've had a guy watching it the whole time.
Can get KO here, and then maybe they're going to wall behind this and duel over as well.
You start to add up those numbers and realize something's funky. They've fallen back from A.
Ooh,
this is where the space is, and they're already on their way through. Turco, though, does well to get one. And
Yeah,
again,
Wall manages to get them this kill. Brave's not ready for it. Damn, nice kill.
And it wasn't needed.
They were very on top of where everyone was playing here as well. And yeah, still not, well, ready for this wall at least, but Sugetsu's just getting everything for this wall at the back.
Through a smoke, tries to fight 4 players at once, then another player peeks heaven, tries to fight 4 players at once, and now the remaining 2 are just completely out of this one.
They gotta save. They really need to save these 2 guns.
BBL looked a lot more structured.
They need to accept it, I think. Yeah.
That round was just full of risks for them. A 4v4 retake, not the end of the world. It's not like there's massive ultimates online as well for Navi to deny them. Okay, maybe the null command could cause them some issues, but that was just 2 attempts at hero plays, and it lost them the round.
I do wonder how much of it plays into like your paranoia hitting these players not having the information and maybe assuming that
teams
it was a
have a
lighter
map
push
that they
towards
ban the
site than
ban,
it
so they
was.
just
Like,
prefer
even
to
the
ban
fact
the
that
map.
you have Angel go onto the site
I mean,
with C,
Navi are
both
doing
of those
great,
players
so.
are there, and even with the 1 pick, it's just not enough at that point. Players rushing out of main who got the kill. Angel
The thing is, we never know how bad it is behind closed doors. Like, you never know what's going on with these teams. We can all predict and we can all like make judgments off of what we see, but honestly,
bear in mind as well,
you only know like, I don't know, I would say like 20% maximum in terms of everything that's going on. So
they know he's there.
If I'm not mistaken, was he hit
you
by
can
the
only gauge so much
beforehand? So I think maybe he had a misread
in
on
terms of
how far along that push was.
the goings on in the teams, in terms of cracks, in terms of what maps they like, how it's all going, the chemistry, if they all hate each other, if they all like each other. Like, there's loads of stuff.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt on this
Fades
one.
on Ascent, it's fine. It's a good map for it, obviously. But
all right, well, you talk to Vlad after this.
20% is generous. I think you can get
Hey,
a
you
good.
think I'm
I
gonna
think
sit here and
20% is fine.
criticize Cutie for taking a peek? No way. Oh, sorry, I get that again, production? He was not hit by the paranoid. Damn it, I
Okay, so they forced into this.
Oh dear.
They forced into this as a massive round for BBL.
Well, either way.
Navi did save the KO ult for this. I thought they were going to use it into the last round, but they did not. It was more of a bust. Potentially they weren't ready for the bust and they thought they were going to use that ult before they went in. I'm not sure. This duel on short. What the hell is going on here?
Suchny with a late push through.
Oh my god, you're out in the open.
But he has a teammate for support.
Oh.
Actually, Aslan, again, he's gonna go jumping
Navi
through
messed
the
up so
air.
bad.
I don't know how he manages to find these while flying.
Nice shots from
But he's
everyone.
helped his team
Everything
out
from BBL was
massively.
great. Straight up
BBL are
everything
gonna
from
get their
BBL was
eighth,
great here. What is
this
going
gonna
on
sound
towards short
ridiculous,
and middle
but I'm
there?
gonna say this
Nice
out
reaction
loud.
from BBL again.
It
Just
might
going
have
up,
actually
hit
helped
their
them
shots,
if
but
the wall wasn't there,
felt
because then it
like
wouldn't
there
have
was a
given
small,
him something to jump off of.
either a delay, because I did see that I think it was the fade, like the Sage called the fade to look at it and watch short,
kills being in midair. I think over a quarter.
and I think literally like a second later, it's a different round,
Gets the
but
kill, jumps down.
Come on, man. Come on. Oh, wow. Well, Aslan's certainly feeling it. It's been hitting the
but
KZ.
yeah, again, good reaction
9 to
from
8,
BBL.
one
I
round
don't want to take
behind.
too much
Like
away
we said,
from them
that
there.
close scoreline at the half. Just imagine it was an 8-4 scoreline. BBL running away with it. That's why they're so scary on this map.
In terms of money,
ends
though,
up as still quite a competition.
there's only one pass and we've got
Navi
knives
aren't
after
down and
this,
out
so they
just yet.
buy,
They've got a full
and
buy. They're
then
sitting comfortable. It's over on BBL though. The sheer amount of
maybe
ultimates that
2-4.
they have. That's something that Navi
Yeah,
are going
I think
to have to think about
it'll
coming
be
into
close.
this,
They could
getting some of
force.
these out of the way, and in particular, it's the lockdown from Aslan. That could change the pace of a round.
Okay, heavy kill setup over towards lane. This is the first time that we've seen only Killjoy here
I don't
on
know if it's going to play that much of a part.
There it
It's
is.
not
on
like he
his
can get
own.
out of
Ult
there.
goes in early.
Actually, they've TP'd a player into the back of sight. So the goal
They
here
can still get
from
it though,
Brave
it's
is
fine,
just to try
right?
and defend this.
Did the
And in
Omen
fact,
just own this
they're
round?
just gonna try and escape.
They're too late.
So many
The
of them.
Omen
I think they're
owns
gonna get
this
caught
round.
by
Oh my
this.
god.
Yeah, in fact, a multitude.
That's the kill. Oh my god, there was so much good stuff going on here. Okay, so
Just wiped them all out.
very nice from
Oh, I think
Kushner.
that's a
Insane
misplay
from
and a half
Brave
from
though.
Navi, and
Brave
the whole
did
thing there was,
everything.
okay,
TP
we'll
over
back
towards the
away.
site once they killed the
Zipan will keep
Killjoy.
them safe.
Instant
Zipan
Omen
did not
flash.
keep
They got them
them
all
safe.
lane, so they couldn't see the ult to break it, and then they had to all bail because they realized. Damn. Hopefully we get the Omen TP here.
I'll be honest with you. It's not every day.
Obviously, the kill on Zipan was really important as well, but Omen was MVP. Killjoy had a cool setup as well. Managed to get kills off util, but
it's not every day you see that coming through, right?
And I love Vladcam. I love Vladcam.
yeah, that was all. Chat, it's Brave on Omen, right? I'm not being super dumb.
I was going to say it's already too late because that was as they dashed in. I was going to say it's already too late, Tom.
Then yeah, Brave was MVP on this one for me.
Oh, okay, let him cook. Let's see what he has planned here. The shrouded set to back
I liked
so even when they kill that player, they've got another one to worry
I like the
about.
plan. I like
And
the
then they've gotta
setup
dive into
from
the site, destroy that lockdown, and kill the guy backside.
BBL. I like the
You know, it's not
reactions.
worth
It
it.
was a very cool
running out
round.
the
They have a
better
lot of
idea.
they
I think in
chat.
hindsight
They
we
feel
can say
so
no,
comfortable on this
but
map. It's
That's the
crazy.
beautiful thing about hindsight.
Like
Very
all of their
easy.
plans when they have ults when they're
Those
against
sort of
ults, it's just so
moments,
nice.
The other thing as
BBL
well
crucial.
is if Zipan wins that duel,
Yeah.
everybody gets released from being detained, and they probably
You're
win
back into the round.
Like that's the thing. It's like
Thank
it was
you.
just that one kill that ends up being 4 kills for Kushner. So he's having a field day, moving himself.
It's
right
definitely
up the
their
board, and
best
now we're
map,
back at
but
9-9. A scoreline equalized.
I think
But now
BBL
the
getting
ults
better
are
at other
flipped.
maps.
Okay, sure.
But it
you've
is
got
for
that
sure their
Blade
best
Storm
map, like,
available
no
for
doubt.
Kushner to play with. I'm more looking at the Nightfall, though. With those A-site executions
huge rounds. Oh my goodness. Okay, they
Navi,
do manage to squeeze out by in this.
Being able to isolate players.
One away from knives, and they're very aware of it. Oh boy. Heavy shutdown of A main. Flash goes in, but they did cross this.
It's Cutie that's in trouble.
It's good damage.
There's 2 players close as well. Maybe a flash to come through to get him out of there. And yeah, there's the flash.
Dude, they're all over them in terms of the plans, I'm telling you.
And sure, there's some weaker weapons here, but that is majority rifles they're up against, and they are fighting it like there's no tomorrow. Even a kill.
Even the shock at the end. Damn, nicely done from BBL. Again, just pressing tab, looking at CNED, seeing that he's one away, and calling that it was going to be A main was great. They had an initial hit with the Omen flash to get over towards Wine, and then they had the extra, once we took contact here, like the extra kind of backup with the flash through and the smoke as well. So this was, again, very nice from BBL. Their plans in this are great.
Navi are probably going to want to find a kill before they commit that ult.
Like, you can just tell how comfortable the caller feels on this map, for sure.
If they can retake A main control and pop the res, that's something else. But Sagetsu,
it's still not done, but
and, you know, I'd expect there'd be at least one more with him.
Sage res and
well, if it's a light commitment,
okay, definitely Sage res now.
They're gonna end up in a great spot for their trouble. He's cleared it out. There's no one there. Knows he's safe. There you go. Get Angel back up and online. No wall bangs chasing him down this time.
Angel has ult.
And just like that, we're into a 4v4. That should help out a little bit more as well. Turco spotted. They know exactly where he is, but there's 3 players here. There's too many of them. And there's too little time. What is that TP? Angel's
oh my god, there's it's so close to him getting the spike down. It's so close. I don't think he has it. Oh. There's a I respect the attempt. I respect the attempt. That looked hilarious.
And pushed up to double digits. I can't believe this.
The TP to get this, like the TP thinking that he had got the spike, and then the juggle over was kind of incredible.
He tried to throw it to Angel, who tried to shrouded step.
How on earth does Angel get away with these ults though?
Then he just shrouded stepped away and didn't have the spike.
Dude, that looked so good with X-Ray. And on his screen, he has no idea how hilarious that is. That's incredible. It was, again, just a huge round from BBL. They got a little bit unlucky in terms of land sound. Fade ult. Oh, fade ult. Chat, fade ult. Yeah, you're all right. Oh my goodness. Okay, it was actually kind of sick. Dude, nice plans from Navi as well then.
Found that opening pick. Well, even going to spot out that there's a player.
Yeah, chat missed that one.
Looking like a very good scenario from Navi. A couple of huge blunders, blips, have put BBL back into the lead. And with this man advantage, well, this is almost looking like a must-win round for Navi, and they're already down.
It's seen it as well that they're down, you know. We talk about his attack side, well, nothing to be found, but this time that res was used up last round, so that's not online.
It's 4. Keep an eye on the over towards middle. They could easy pivot. Also keep an eye on this. Push out.
Separate them out a little bit.
Oh boy, give me. Oh my god, how has Xiao got this kill?
They didn't punish, and instead the kill's being found onto Such, and he B-side.
How on earth did he get none for that? That's crazy.
And might catch the info, but not the kill. And they need a kill at this point. If you're BBL's defense, okay, they managed to sneak a player onto site, but a little bit more needs to be found, and Angel is just going wild. That's got to be it in this round here, and BBL.
Okay, BBL's money's so fine. He should stick around and try to do some damage.
Running headfirst into a brick wall in almost every single round.
It looked like they were going to do it again.
It did.
Like when they got isolated by the util. Turco, though, still
we should see the replay, see how the server dies here.
They can probably afford this, whereas on the other side of things, Navi not so much. They don't want to lose too many players here.
Okay, let's go.
It's not going to happen. Sagetsu coming in on the flank will even things up once again. It's been a weird
That's nice for the economy as well.
Without seemingly the team that should almost be taking it home, losing it over the last few. For now, 10-10. Still enough for an operator.
This game, honestly, it's not. It's kind of nice, really. Oh, he was all over it. Like a lot of these plans that are going in are really good from both these teams, in my opinion.
And it seems like the ones who've used them have lost.
Definitely some whiffing and stuff that's going on though.
Time to keep those ultis maybe in the back pocket. Oh,
adopted the half armor. Both of these teams like half armor. Again, there's 6 teams in EMEA, I think, 7 teams.
On the attack.
6 or 7 teams use it in EMEA. It's only like 3 in
But BBL are throwing
Americas.
in a little something different this time. Moving towards middle with 3 players. Around market, already been a bit of a fight.
Dude, look at this over towards middle. Oh my goodness, heavy pressure over towards middle. Only one pass in here as well. They wanted to crunch middle so heavy. Aslan ended up being the fast to take contact with no extra util or middle. Maybe they thought it was clean. That's interesting.
Opens up all this space. Look how much of this map is held by just one player right
now. Nice calling. They actually realized they were going to be doing this, and I think it's because he's been pushing B main all the time. Nicely done from Angel. That changes around. Damn.
Now listen, this time he had to. He had to.
No, we've done good in these last 2 rounds, though.
He had to try to find some information. Yeah. Unfortunately, second round in a row, he's pushed into the whole.
In terms of money.
Same result.
But that's the thing. I feel like Navi have started to really get a good read on the rotations of their opponents. So the second
just going to accept that Navi have money for the rest of this half and just save.
Their way in towards the A site, smoke goes down, they all rotate back. Yeah. All of them at once. And that's the moment, as you said, Suchni's looking to try and get information because ultimately he needs to basically find a pick, fall back, and then call for the rest of the team because they're all gambling on that A site. Unfortunately, that gamble has gone badly wrong. Now,
maybe
for
an
Brave,
upgrade it.
At the moment, at least, he only has an SMG. He's going to hear the footsteps. Might get 1 for free. That's something. Rifle picked up. That's a decent upgrade for him. Just looking to try and get out of there with that extra weapon for the next round. And with the finances of the rest of the players, that'll be another 4-buy, at least. Especially if some of them are going for light shields, as we've seen the majority of teams doing at the moment. It won't be too much of a problem.
Navi? Again, though, I have no
dare I say it, Navi are going to take
I got a lot of faith in them, and they'll be fine to qualify.
I don't think it's mattered too much, in all honesty. As they've been neck and neck, and Zip and... Okay,
damn.
Brave, maybe a little bit of a sixth sense there, just decides to turn at the perfect moment.
It's almost still a benefit.
Okay.
Zipan going down, right, sure he doesn't take the weapon out of their hands and they're not able to do that in the end, but he's got his ult online now. That's actually got him the null command, and that could be a big difference maker. Attack side, null command, blitz you through. Look at how BBL have been slowing a lot of these plays. You're not going to have any utility to work with. And that can certainly present a problem.
Let's see what they do.
Called here, and no surprise, it's the team that's
they're getting caught. I mean, it's twice now that they've got caught off from pushing B, so they're definitely not going to push B at least all the way through B main. They might just decide to just play it further back.
Yeah, that's the main problem at the moment for BBL is map.
Because they've been caught off twice in terms of their B push.
Look at Fracture, they've not actually played it at all this year, basically, or at least since lock-in. So that's not
really half armor beneficial in solo ranks? Yeah, I mean, yeah, everything works in ranks, so you can kind of do whatever.
And then you look at the rest of the series for Navi,
but half armor, you're going to get more binds. You're probably still going to get flamed because no one knows what they're talking about.
So far in EMEA, BBL, they've not basically won any of the close maps. The only map that they won was versus Fnatic. It was a 13-6 they dominated. When it gets close, they lose. They've lost 13-9, 13-11, 19-17.
You got flamed the other day. I remember one of my only ranked games that I played last season. I was using, it was like after the Pearl, after the Fade nerf as well. I was using Sova on Pearl. Literally like a guy like refused to play because I was Sova on Pearl, like he just quit. It's like, mate,
well,
what are you doing?
Unless I'm on Navi, so.
Like I can't handle people.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
you've won, guys.
I don't reckon you'd have 11 rounds then, though. To be honest.
Right. So Port comes in. They decide to play a lot more passive on B. Makes a lot of sense in terms of this. They have just info over towards middle, and then we didn't have enough money for the alarm bot. So that's kind of interesting. So they have to go for this info.
Some aggression remains to be seen. Suchni. You know, this guy's, again, 2 rounds in a row. He's pushed up B main towards their spawn. 2 rounds in a row, he's being caught on that. I don't expect he's going to be all too keen.
I'm pretty sure Navi know that they're going to be playing far back on this. Dude, they're calling a perfect round here as well. We've got KO ult for the solo. Oh boy. Yeah, this is disgusting. Okay, Aslan. Let's see what you got. You somehow have to kill 2 here, really. Well, there's 1. He did pretty good, honestly. Brave again with the TP, gets traded out. Not too bad, still makes it very doable. Good amount of damage done when they're entering the site as well.
A genuine problem for these guys.
Do they know about the Sage wall?
Just look at the position from Sugetsu. Late round on top of the wall. The drone hasn't even cleared it, hasn't spotted him as far as I'm aware. I don't think they have a clue on where Sugetsu has gone. This could be such a massive problem. He's turning to face. Now look, he's dropped off. He's looking to move through main. Actually didn't have the angle on them. And they're trying to clean up, but
oh my god. How is he not dead at the back of sight here? That's kind of nuts. Nicely done from him.
Push up to 12. BBL's timeout got them nothing. This could be the last one we see. 2 chances.
Dude, there's so many bullets from this Odin.
Go with a map advantage on a fracture. I don't think many people are going to expect to see a map 3.
Zipan gets both entry kills onto the site and then holds the site on his own. Like, he is having a game.
Chat actually looked worse second time round for the Odin there. Holy hell. Okay, 2 chances. Close this one out. Got Sova ult on defense. Again, I think the calling in the past 3, maybe even 4 rounds has been just very, very good from Angel.
And he's been pretty decent at finding kills off the back of the Hunter's Fury.
They're just that extra step ahead. It feels like BBL when they have ults and there's ults up or the enemy has ults, they do pretty well. But when we get into like the
I think it's only going to be the single tag. In fact, closer to Executioner than I think
some of the other buys, it's not
come in just a second or two earlier. Who knows with the vulnerability, but
the original plan's always incredible.
On the way through, drone clearing out mid for BBL. They're going to be
okay, let's see what Kushner can do. Oh, that's a nice nade. Oh, that's a nice flash, though. Util's pretty unreal at the moment. Angel might save this round, though. Oh, and got one.
They'll find him. They'll make sure no more damage is to be done. The fight to the site through a smoke. Not favorable.
2 every single time.
Oh,
small window. Smash of the desk as well there afterwards. And in theory, this could be relatively easy from Navi, because that was definitely BBL's best chance of winning this.
For BBL, but this time only capable of double digits.
Yeah, this is scary. Because this was the thing we said coming into the series is that, okay, if they played the Gecko comp, I'm going to be honest.
Chat, what did Zipan end on? It felt like he was getting multi-kills towards the end there all the time.
The fact is, though, I think by looking at that, it's easy to forget how good they actually are at this map. Even playing against
you got to cover your bases. Got to say the inferior.
Now in quite a scary position, because this is one where Fracture, as we've said, okay, it's not been shown. That's the positive. It's not been shown by BBL. But I think it's not been shown for a very good reason. On the other side of things, Navi are a very, very good Fracture team. And they're also very innovative with how they play Fracture. So if you thought that it was sort of bad going into the series for BBL, it's very bad now.
Yeah, I thought the calling here was great. The 3 rounds prior to that, like back to back to back, it was all because of the calling in my mind. So.
Pitfall trap laid masterfully.
Fingers crossed.
Doubtful, but we'll find out in just a little bit. See you soon.
Easy, easy. Nice, Zipan. Nice.
Poor BBL. It's
nice.
They probably would have been a little bit wrecked in terms of their anti out the window as well, because Navi changed their comp. They still looked good on the map. You're still calling a 3rd map? I respect that. Navi needed to change? Yeah, I agree. They went with a risk, it didn't pay off. Alright, chat. I'm going for a break on this one. I'll be right back.